Will Smith is altogether greater than me, a similar size. Okay, greeting to Watch Magic, and today we're counting down our picks for the main 10 celeb responses to the Will Smith and Chris Rock quarrel. I was misted out by that points. It's all fluffy for this rundown. We're taking a gander at reactions from inside the business with respect to the apparently ceaseless slap adventure from that critical Oscar Sunday to Shake's 2023 Netflix unique. Are you group will group Chris or group? We're actually discussing this, told us in the remarks. I'm group. We're actually discussing this. Number 10. Adam Sandler. Since joining SNL in 1990, Sandler and Rock have teamed up on different activities on this show, and again, right, definitely, no doubt we got a similar time, better believe it, definitely got employed that very days in Walk 2023. Weeks after Chris Rock's Specific Shock arrived on Netflix, Sandler got the Imprint Twain Prize for American Humor when individuals inquired as to whether he felt Rock's remarks about Will and Jada go too far. He upheld his kindred jokester in the event that I thought he was unimaginably loosened up, entertaining idea, smart, squashed it. Sandler lauded Rock unique venturing to contrast it with the Super Bowl Rock was available that evening to respect. Sandler examining how he had been denied of an Oscar designation for Hold Jewels. Rock likewise referred to his own Oscar trial, saying that Paul Pelosi, who persevered through a mallet assault in 2022, knew how he felt. In view of Sandler's response, he found that joke entertaining excessively, quite possibly of the best experience. I thought it was astounding. Number 9. Eddie Murphy. Nearly 12 months after the slap, Eddie Murphy acknowledged the Cecil B. DeMille grant at the 80th Brilliant Globes. This is exceptionally decent. I need to say thank you to the Hollywood Homestead Press. Murphy kept his discourse quick and painless, expressing gratitude toward everyone, individuals who assisted him with getting to where he is. Murphy's quiet, modest disposition made it all the more astounding when he worked to a zinger, referring to Will Smith and his scandalous words on Oscar night: "Pay your charges, thank you, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's better half's name." Addressing the press behind the stage, Murphy communicated his affection for Smith and Rock, saying that he hadn't heard from both of them since the earlier year's fight. "No, I haven't, except for I love the two of them." Had Murphy facilitated the current year's Oscars, he says he would have worked that joke in. While Murphy wouldn't hesitate to go there, he thought it was shrewd to address the episode and continue on. Great night, everyone. Number 8. Jim Carrey. While the slap made the greatest imprint at the 2022 Oscars, some were similarly as stunned by the aftermath. I was nauseated by the thunderous applause." Smith was allowed to stay in the theater, winning Best Entertainer sometime thereafter. Jim Carrey said that he was statement nauseated to see Smith get a wildly energetic applause following such a fierce presentation, accepting that the since restricted Best Entertainer champ ought to have been told to leave front and center. Carrey proceeded to call Hollywood's statement gutless. "I felt like Hollywood is simply cowardly en masse." In spite of the fact that Rock chose not to seek after legitimate activity against Smith, Carrey would have gone down one more course had he been in a bad way. Carrey added that he had nothing against Smith by and by except for his activities eclipsed what should be an extraordinary night for everybody. It projects a pall over everyone's sparkling second last evening. Become a Watch Magic channel part and get selective advantages like magic emoticons, identifications, need remark answers, and restrictive individuals. Just happy incorporating live rundown rankings with the magic staff and tops in the background. Don't pass up a great opportunity. Number 7. Jimmy Kimmel. Basically each late night have remarked on the slap. Jimmy Kimmel stood apart since his show is on the very network that communicates the Oscars. This didn't prevent Kimmel from separating the fight during his talk the next day, and the most unusual part was that at first Will Smith chuckled at that joke when Kimmel was enrolled to have the next year's Oscars. A couple of kids about the discussion appeared to be unavoidable. Kimmel didn't sneak around the obvious issue at hand, guaranteeing the crowd that an emergency group was set up assuming someone attempted to go after Kimmel over a joke. They'd need to move beyond a few activity stars, including Michael B. Jordan. Also, Michelle Yeoh. Simply don't depend on Andrew Garfield's bug man getting found out in the center. Kimmel overcame with practically no slaps or envelope misunderstandings. Number 6. Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans committed his 2023 stand-up extraordinary God Loves Me to the Smith-Rock fight. While Wayans communicated profound esteem for the two players he was unable to assist with, taking to some extent a little joy in the slap. He uncovered that Rock once pestered him, driving Wayans to stay standing for for a considerable length of time. This man stayed there at the front of the stage and bugged me my whole set. Wayans likewise had eyes for Jada Pinkett Smith, who he knew by and by. After discovering that she was involved with Will, Wayans was normally disheartened and who's staying there. However, the new ruler of Bel Air, applause. Gracious man, I was so while TV showing his affection for him. God loves me, since those jobs are not really for me in spite of going after everybody included. Wayans said in a Hollywood columnist interview statement that the motivation behind this is more recuperating than it is deconstruction. Number 5. Joe Rogan. Never one to avoid dubious subjects, Joe Rogan obviously had a quick reaction about the Smith-Rock quarrel. The webcast have rushed to remark on the slap, denouncing the Institute for not having Smith accompanied from the function. Rogan found Rock's joke statement gentle, all things considered, saying that Smith's response, quote, starts a horrible trend for satire clubs, so it's a horrendous point of reference for parody clubs. Yes, like are individuals going to conclude that they will go in front of an audience and smack the entertainer about a year after the fact? Rogan had more to share. Closely following Stone's Netflix extraordinary, Rogan by and by addressed what Smith was thinking. However, this time he centered favoring the crowd's reaction or scarcity in that department, the attitude of individuals in Hollywood. There's tiny autonomous idea. In Rogan's eyes, Hollywood has not many independent masterminds who will get down on something ethically off base. The wildly energetic applause that Smith earned appeared to help Rogan's contention. They don't have the foggiest idea what to do. They don't can say hello. That is not right. Number 4. Serena Williams. Smith won the Oscar for depicting Richard Williams, the dad of Venus and Serena, while Smith said thanks to the Williams family in his acknowledgement discourse. He additionally contrasted himself with, quote, the insane dad for the benefit of the genuine Lord Richard, his child. Chavoda Lazon expressed statement, we don't excuse anybody hitting any other person except if it's justifiably. Venus has been generally tranquil on the occurrence. In the meantime, a paralyzed Serena at first said in a since erased Instagram story is the tennis was meticulously described the situation almost a year after the fact. She felt that Smith's activities eclipsed Questlove, who in this way won best narrative element. Simultaneously, Serena communicated compassion towards Smith, saying that she understood what it seemed like to commit a statement error. I've been there, I've committed an error, it's not the apocalypse. We're on great and we are in general human and we should simply be thoughtful to one another. Number 3. Jada Pinkett Smith. The 2022 Oscars was not whenever that Rock first told a wisecrack about Jada Pinkett Smith eminently tossing shade at her blacklist of the 2016 function when he facilitated after Rock made his G.I. Jane remark 6 years after the fact. Pinkett Smith's eye roll appeared to say everything. Pinkett Smith, who shaved her head because of alopecia areata, addressed the slap while examining her condition. The entertainer communicated trust that her significant other and Sheikh would have the option to cite accommodate. My most profound expectation is that these two keen proficient men have a valuable chance to recuperate, talk this out and accommodate. Pinkett Smith presently can't seem to authoritatively go on the record about specific shock anyway. A source near her let individuals know that she, quote, has had no part in this other than being all pestered. The source likewise blamed Rock for being statement fixated on her. Chris is fixated on her, and that has been happening for just about 30 years. Number 2. Will Smith. During his Oscar acknowledgement discourse, Smith apologized to the foundation and his kindred chosen people. However, he simply suggested Rock via virtual entertainment. Smith thusly apologized to the humorist, saying that he was statement off the mark and statement wrong. Smith showed up in a YouTube video the next July, guaranteeing that he had contacted Rock, yet he wasn't prepared to talk for the present. Smith again apologized to Sheikh as well as his family. So I will share with you, Chris, I am sorry to you, my way of behaving was unsatisfactory. He additionally stated that Jada wasn't answerable for his choice. Jada didn't have anything to do with it. I'm sorry, darling. Like Jada will in any case hasn't openly shared his opinion on particular shock. As per a source that spoke with Diversion this evening, Smith didn't watch the unique. However, Rock's remarks left him feeling statement humiliated and hurt. Now a source tells E! T. Will is humiliated and wounded by the thing the entertainer said about him. Before we uncover our top pick, here are a few respectable notices. Sean Brush's Diddy guaranteed in Walk 2022 that the quarrel was statement over. Was it? However, that is not an issue that is over. I can affirm that James Corden Jade is the new Bruno. We don't discuss Jaden. No, we don't discuss Jada. Jaden Smith statement, and that is the way we do it. Will and Jada's posterity, pronounced Gerard Carmichael scarcely 7 days after the fact. He was at that point burnt out on discussing it. Like, aren't you tired of discussing it? Isn't it sort of insane? It seems like we've been talking about it for such a long time. Number 1, Chris Rock. Following the slap, essentially everybody had a remark. Everybody, with the exception of the individual who got slapped, other than a remark about this being statement the best night throughout the entire